What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if a GTA game should be remade. Mainly, the title says GTA San Andreas. Really, any of the past GTA games. What was interesting, obviously, 2 days ago, there were rumors of the Red Dead Redemption remake. Okay, I covered that on the main channel. And while, that very much seems to not be true, I know a lot of people kind of came out and said, yeah, that really seems like it's not a true thing. It got me thinking, especially when I was starting to think, well, it is such a good idea, and it would work really, really well, and it sounded, in terms of the leaks, like it sounded really, really good, and again, like it very well could happen, right? I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen, but when I was thinking about it, I was thinking, all right, well, would they remake Red Dead 1 before they remade other games like GTA games? And I was thinking, well, obviously GTA 6 is the next big one, right? So we know GTA 6, whether it be 2022, 2023, 2024, one of those years, it's still quite a while out, right? But that is the next big game. So you still have your support for Red Dead Redemption 2, right? That game is still going relatively strong. That game sold and it still is selling really, really well. But GTA is the next game. So when the reports for Red Dead Remake, again, that came out, and I was thinking, all right, well, GTA 4, that's the first one I thought of. Would GTA 4 be a good candidate? And I thought, well, that game was looked at pretty popularly, but at the same time, amongst GTA games, I don't really think it was one of the higher ones. I've always kind of seen it, and now I'm not even the biggest. I've played a lot of the GTA games. I like GTA. I will totally support GTA 6. But when it comes to the past GTA, I haven't really, I haven't been the biggest fan of them. I've seen a lot of positive things on San Andreas. Okay, now I've never played San Andreas. Actually, maybe like my dad owned it. Maybe it was in my house, but I don't ever remember picking something like that up. Vice City, that's another one, right? Those are two games, besides GTA 5, I feel like those are two games that are looked at very, very highly. I feel like definitely San Andreas is looked at maybe the highest, especially, those two definitely above GTA 4. So I was thinking, would those games be good to do? I think, you know what? What's interesting about Red Dead, and again, I talked about in that video, is it's so weird, maybe, to see a game that came out not all that long ago, but in the grand scheme of things, like it's been a decade, a game that's been out for 10 years, get a remake. We normally see those games get remastered, and a lot of the games we've seen being remade are games that are pretty old. I guess for like our time right now, pretty old. They've been out for 15 years, they've been out for 20 years, they've been out for more than 20 years, with like the Crash games, with Spyro, and again, you can, go down the line of all the games we've got remade. A lot of the late 90s, early 2000 games have been remade. Those have been the games that we're getting remakes of. Even games like the Mafia Trilogy, right? I mentioned Mafia Trilogy. Mafia Trilogy, the first game, Mafia 1, 2002, that game is being remade. The other two, which was 2010 and I believe 2015, those games are being basically remastered. They have like the definitive edition, right? So when it comes to GTA games, those kind of fit the bill. GTA 4 is still not the oldest game imaginable, but it is getting up there in age, right? I actually think Red Dead 1 still stands out pretty well right now compared to GTA 4. I think there's just something, mainly with like the lighting and like the more like fogginess of GTA 4. I don't know, something about it definitely makes it, I feel like, look more aged than Red Dead, which wasn't all that much afterwards. But go back even further, right? San Andreas, Vice City, we're in an age where there are still good new ideas in the gaming industry. They're becoming less and less for sure. But it's becoming more and more where you're taking older games and you're just bringing them up to speed. And I think what we've seen so well, even with like a Final Fantasy has done it pretty differently, right? They've started to alter some things that happened in Final Fantasy 7, and it's such a new game compared to what we had back then that you could argue. And people are playing it for the first time. I played Final Fantasy 7 for the first time with this remake. With a GTA game, you are going to have people growing up, and you already do, where they never played. GTA 5 was their first GTA game, not GTA 4, not 3, not Vice City, not San Andreas, not any of those games. GTA 5 was their first game. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, to give them those older games and to say, all right, well, let's bring them up to speed of what does it look like in 2020, 2021, obviously all those different things. I think it can work extremely, extremely well. And for a game like that, I think the chances of it being successful are pretty high. So I don't know. When I was thinking of the Red Dead remake, I definitely want it. Even though you could just simply still, I guess, play Red Dead Redemption, but to have it all kind of in one spot, Undead Nightmare, Red Dead, have the remaster, have the remake, whatever they're gonna do, that would be pretty darn cool to have. But the more I think about it, the more it's like, well, I think San Andreas is probably the most, like positively looked at GTA game. Why would they not go for that one? Why wouldn't they remake that game to kind of give us a stop? Remember, we were talking about it, like, and even the leaks have said basically the idea of Red Dead's if it's true, okay, would be to kind of give us an in-between game from Red Dead 2 to GTA 6, because in between those, it's going to be like 6-ish years. Giving us a game like 3 years in would be pretty solid. But you could also think, well, with GTA 5, would that be like remastered basically on like PS5, Xbox Series X? Like, that is probably pretty likely to happen, right? So, like, does that happen? Does that get in the way of it? But if you want a brand new experience, well, I guess also not being all that brand new, San Andreas, remaking that one instead would actually be a pretty solid thing. You give people a GTA game they've already experienced, but kind of built from the ground up, and saying, okay, well, it's not a new game, it's not GTA 6, but that's coming in 2-3 years. Here's a game for now, right? And it's a game that obviously a lot of you guys really like. So I think that would be something. I don't know, I'm sure they've definitely probably talked about these things. I'm sure they've looked back and said, do any of these make sense to be remade? Like I said, I think the GTA 5, if that comes to next gen, which I don't see how it wouldn't, right? I think that may get in the way. That could be that stopgap game where it's like, well, you had Red Dead 2, you're having GTA 6, there's nothing else. We're not going to remake an older game. But GTA 5, I mean, it's like the best-selling game of all time, right? So let's just put that on next gen. More people will buy it. People that are still playing it will continue to play it, and that'll hold people over until our next game. Could be, is that like a cop-out, the easy way out? I actually kind of think it is. It's not the worst idea in the world, especially money-making-wise. It's a good money-making idea, but in terms of, I guess, creativity, it's kind of taking the easy way out. So I don't know. I'd sign up for any remake from a Rockstar game, honestly. I mean, there's games outside of the GTA Red Dead atmosphere that I would want remakes of as well. If they want to do it, all the more power to them. I would definitely support them. It's just something that I was wondering when looking at Red Dead. I was thinking, you know what? There are definitely other, and again, there's games outside of those that deserve to be remade as well. So I just wanted to address that here. So guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think GTA San Andreas? Do you think that's a possibility to be remade? Do you think they're even going to do a remake in the first place? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when the videos go up. And I do a new video on this channel every single day, and so you can always expect a new video the next day, okay? Thank you again so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on tomorrow's video.